Hola and welcome to this video. This video is brought to you by our channel Language Boss. If you're interested in learning more Spanish, please do visit our website www.lbcourses.com. Now let's go on to this episode. So in this episode, we are going to learn how to flirt in Spanish. Now to say chat-up lines in Spanish is los piropos. So repeat that again, los piropos. So that's chat-up lines in Spanish. Now before we get to that, let's look at these chat-up lines. So now let's look at our first chat-up line. Our first chat-up line is Si besarte fuera pecado, caminaría feliz por el infierno. So that means if kissing you were a sin, I'd happily walk through hell. Now the structure of the sentence begins with the word si. Now si in Spanish means if. This is si with the normal I, not with the accent. That with the accent means yes. The si like a normal I, the letter I with a dot means if. So the structure of the sentence starts with this word si meaning if, and it contains a past subjunctive verb which is fuera, which translates into English as were, and then a conditional verb which is caminaría, which means I'd walk. So let's look at the sentence and break it down in terms of what it means. Si besarte, so besarte means kiss, literally kiss you. So if kissing you, si besarte, fuera pecado, so fuera means were, and pecado is sin, caminaría, I'd walk, feliz, happily. So feliz is working here as an adverb describing how you would walk. So caminaría feliz. So you put the adverb after the verb. As always, you do that in Spanish, like also with an adjective and a noun, you always put the adjective after the noun, which is the opposite in English. As you can see, you say I'd happily walk. In Spanish, you say I'd walk happily through hell, por el infierno. So now let's look at chat-up line number 2. Si el Chat-up line number 2. Si el agua fuese belleza, tú serías el océano entero. If water were beauty, you'd be the whole ocean. Now here we have another si clause, this time using the verb in the past subjunctive and conditional forms of the verb ser, and ser means to be. Now in the previous example we saw fuera, in this example we see fuese, which translates the same in English, and they are interchangeable in Spanish. So now let's look at the translation. Again, we start with the si clause, so si means if, el agua is water, fuese is were, belleza, beauty. So if water were beauty, si el agua fuese belleza, tú serías, you'd be, this is the conditional future, you'd be the entire ocean, el océano entero. So el océano is ocean and then entero is whole. Chat-up line number 3. If Christopher Columbus saw you, he'd say, Saint Mary, that girl looks incredible. Now let's hear this in Spanish. In English, it doesn't really make sense as a chat-up line, which is why I said it first. But now let's hear it in Spanish, and then we'll look at it and how it is a chat-up line in Spanish. So, si Cristóbal Colón te viera, diría, Santa María, qué pinta tiene esta niña. So this piropo, again, is a great example of how certain things don't translate between English and Spanish. This one has several different layers to work through. First, remember that Cristóbal Colón is Christopher Columbus's name in Spanish. And if you forgot in elementary school American history, here's a quick reminder. The 3 ships that Columbus sailed to in America were the Niña, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. Now that we have this historical context, it's also important to remember that Santa Maria, which translates into English as Saint Mary, can also be used as an interjection in Spanish, like oh my god. And the expression tener pinta means to look good or look incredible, and this is a colloquial way, a slang way of actually saying someone looks good. So with that all in mind, let's go back and now read the Spanish version of this piropo, and it should make more sense. Si Cristóbal Colón te viera, diría, Santa María, qué pinta tiene esta niña. So now you can see how this is a chat-up line in Spanish, even though it doesn't really make that much sense in English. Chat-up line number 4. Si yo fuera azafata, te llevaría en mi avión, pero como no lo soy, te llevo en mi corazón. If I were a flight attendant, I'd carry you in my airplane, but since I'm not, I'll carry you in my heart. This cute rhyming pickup line consists of a compound sentence. The first half of it is a C clause, like the ones we've seen before so far, including this past subjunctive verb fuera from the verb ser, which means to be, and the conditional verb llevaría from llevar, which means to take. So si yo fuera azafata, si, if yo fuera, I were, azafata, a flight attendant, te llevaría, I carry you, or literally I take you, en mi avión, in my plane. The second half of the pickup line is written in the indicative with the two present indicative verbs soy, I am, and llevo, I take. So pero como no lo soy, but since I'm not, te llevo, I'll carry you, en mi corazón, in my heart. Chat-up line number 5. Si tus ojos fueran el cielo y tu boca el mar, me gustaría ser el horizonte para poderte besar. If your eyes were the sky, wow, and your mouth were the sea, I'd like to be the horizon to be able to kiss you. Again, a really interesting chat-up line. Here we have another example again of using the C clause, using the verb ser to be and gustar to like or to please. But this pickup line touches on another tricky grammar issue in Spanish, the difference between por and para. Now, let's look at the second half of the sentence. Me gustaría ser el horizonte para poderte besar. I'd like to be the horizon to be able to kiss you. We use both por and para to describe reasons for doing things, but the two words are not interchangeable. We use por when talking about the cause for an action, and use para when talking about motivations. Roughly speaking, you can translate por to because of or due to, and you can translate para as in order to or so that. So now let's translate the sentence understanding this pickup line. Si tus ojos fueran el cielo. Si, if, tus ojos, your eyes, fueran, this is the plural of fuera, but we translate it obviously in English as were, fueran because we're referring to the eyes, which are plural. So if your eyes were, si tus ojos fueran, the sky, el cielo, y tu boca, and your mouth. So E in Spanish, the letter Y is pronounced as the letter E in English. That means and. So y, tu means your, boca is mouth. El mar, the sea. So if your eyes were the sky and your mouth were the sea, si tus ojos fueran el cielo y tu boca el mar, I'd like, me gustaría, to be, ser, el horizonte, the horizon, para poderte besar. Para, in order to or be able to. Poderte, so again that translates as to be able to or can. So again, re-emphasizing it with para, to be able to. And then kiss you is besar. So si tus ojos fueran el cielo y tu boca el mar, me gustaría ser el horizonte para poderte besar. If your eyes were the sky and your mouth were the sea, I'd like to be the horizon to be able to kiss you. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next video. If you did not understand anything in this video, go over it again one more time just to make sure you understand the pronunciations, and I'll see you in the next up and coming video. Until next time, hasta luego!